These last 2 weeks have been unusually challenging, to say the least. My mom has been in the ER, in and out of the ER more than once, and then finally admitted into the hospital. And then into the hospital, she was in there over the holiday weekend, the Memorial Day holiday weekend. There were phone calls to her, there were visits to her, there was phone calls to doctors, to nurses, and caring for her two dogs, her two little dogs. I will spare you the details. Her crazy two, they're both crazy. And on top of that, I'm juggling. I've been juggling my business. I have been, taking care of my personal life as well as a band. My band. I'm in a cover band. If you don't know this by now, I'm the leader of a cover band. We do classic rock, country, blues, a little bit of pop, and so yeah, all of that I've been juggling. And times like this, when life is really lifey, it feels out of control. It feels like what's going on. Times like this can be extra tough, physically, emotionally, mentally. And I have a feeling that if you're listening to this, if you're listening to my podcast episode, you probably can relate on some level. But I have kept showing up. I have kept showing up with my strength training, my healthy nutrition, my mindful practice, proper sleep, recovery, hydration, all of these habits. I'm still showing up. Is that perfect? Am I doing it perfectly? No, I'm not doing it perfectly, but I am doing it consistently. And most women, whenever they are faced with tougher times in life, they tend to bail when it comes to taking care of themselves. And all of these things that I just listed, my strength training, nutrition, all of that stuff, okay, these things that I listed, they're basically my healthy habits. And having a healthy, fit lifestyle is built on habits. I built my life on habits, one habit at a time. So if you're like me, if you are a high achieving woman, you're highly driven, you've conquered many things in your life, but yet you are still feeling defeated when it comes to your body in whatever way, your health, your fitness, your physique, in some way, if you still feel defeated and frustrated because you're thinking, how can I handle and do all of these things that I achieve all of the time? And you look at your life and you go, man, I've achieved great things, but you're frustrated and you're feeling defeated in your body. This episode is for you. Let's get into it. Hey girl, what you doing? Well, I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm re-recording this episode today. It's Sunday afternoon. So wild and crazy. Friday night, if you watch my Instagram stories, I shared on there that I recorded this episode. It was 45, 46 minutes long, and I was pumped about it. And I'm telling you, I was animated about it. Well, my microphone was muted, and I didn't realize it until it was over, and it was Friday night. And so now here we are because, I didn't get to record it again that night. I was tired. The energy had already been spent. It was time to move on. It's going to happen when the time is right. So since then, a lot has happened in my life because I had a full Saturday where I had a great day. Actually, I'll share with you here some updates. Mama is out of the hospital. I've managed to settle her back in at home with her dogs. Again, I'll spare you all of those details because there's a lot that went into that. And I know that you can relate. We're not alone in this, ladies. And so she's there, but she is on continuous oxygen. We're not out of the woods. We've got follow-up visits to go to, her primary care physician, cardiology, pulmonology, and she's on continuous oxygen. So she's dealing with the fear of running out of oxygen when she's got her mobile unit. Anyway, all that's going on. So since the mama's settled in, again, there's still, who knows, stuff to come. Okay. But yesterday morning, I had the awesome privilege of getting to run in our annual Beach to Bay. It's a 26.2 mile run here in Corpus Christi, Texas. And I think people do this also as an entire marathon, but most people do this event as a relay, a team relay. And my brookie, she was on a team for Rudy's restaurant, the Rudy's barbecue restaurant where she works, and she was on that team. And she had asked me, a while back, could I run with her alongside her because she was nervous and this was going to be her first time. And I am happy to say that I was able to do that. I showed up and I got to help. It was amazing. As I was running with her, I was thinking, I just was just filled with gratitude that at the age of 54, I am I'm just so I don't know how to say I'm healthy, I'm fit. I can just, you know, jump up and go do something like this and not worry about it. And she can count on me. Like all of the things. There's so many things I thought about while I was running with her, and just the gratitude of being alongside of my daughter and setting the example and being her coach. I coached her through some stuff. Let me tell you, it was interesting. It's so great. So I got to do that yesterday and it was really, really fun. Um, and then yesterday evening, I had a show. I had a show last night, a fantastic show. I had a sub lead guitar player. So I'm thankful for that because my lead guitar player, he broke his finger. My poor Ralphie, he broke his left, I don't know, pinky finger, ring finger, and he cannot play right now. It's like 6 weeks. The doctor told him he's out. So I was thankful. We had a great show, and the sub lead guitar player, a cool friend of mine, was able to jump in and help us. We didn't have a rehearsal, but the show was great. And let me tell you, I got to put out all the energy, all that for all that time. It was great. And I got home last night and I just, out of curiosity, I'm like, what was my steps? Because of course I put a lot of steps out there during the show, and it was almost 25,000 steps for Saturday. So I'm just amazed, when we take the steps to establish our habits in our life, even when life is lifey, we can still show up, but it comes down to building one habit at a time. And so anyway, those are some updates, and I just wanted to share that with you because I I just didn't even worry, was I going to get to record this podcast episode? I still have, things that I've got to do, but I had to take care of myself yesterday. And part of that was I thought I was going to get to record this episode, but I didn't. But I did get to show up for my brookie for the run. I did get to show up for my band. That was planned. And I knew that I could probably get it in today. And here we are. So here we are. And let me get back to this. Why am I recording this episode? Because, well, I'm in the middle of all the lifey stuff, right? And I get this question. People ask me, women ask me in my DMs, just in my life, Anna, how do you do it all? And sometimes I wonder, I think, what does it look like? I don't know sometimes, what does it look like on the other side? It must look like, I don't know that everybody's really observing everything. I don't tell everything, post everything, but I do get this question, Anna, how the heck do you maintain? How do you continue to make your health and your fitness a priority? How do you continue to maintain your healthy, fit physique? This question. And I want to address this today because it's not rocket science. It's really simple. It's not easy. I will give you that. But it does come down to some simple things. It doesn't come down to willpower. I'm not superhuman. I'm not, I'm special. You're special. We're all special. But what I'm saying is that the answer is simple, and it comes down to habits. So I have a habit foundation that I've created over these years. And so that's basically what I want to talk about today. When life gets tough, lifey, whatever you want to call it, I do not negotiate my habits, the habits that keep me strong. And here is why. Let's talk about why. I think a good place to start when I talk about why is, let's go back to 2017 when I'm standing in front of that mirror, 46 years young, and I'm definitely, in fear of my life. My health is suffering. I had a heart condition, 60 plus pounds overweight, very unhappy in my body, very unhappy about all that entails. I remember going up a flight of stairs and I was out of breath and I'm having chest pains at night. I was afraid for my life. And I have all three kids home and I'm thinking, what if something happens to me? They're not going to have their mom. Like I had a real, I don't know, come to Jesus moment in the mirror that day. January 2nd, 2017. And I feel like this is a great place to start. Why I want to talk about this is because I didn't flip my life upside down and do all of those things that I talked about in the intro of this episode, all of my habits that I have established, this habit foundation. I didn't instantly, overnight, have all of these habits in place. It took a process. Now, I will say I've tried that. And that's why when I stood there that day and I made that decision to make a change, something clicked for me. And I knew that I couldn't keep trying to do it the way that I was doing it, which is like trying to get all my workouts in, be perfect with my nutrition, and be very restrictive and try to do all the things really fast, even though I still have all of my responsibility, right? Already a busy schedule, restrictive, having all this restrictive stuff, doing this and trying to establish all these habits at one time while having this busy schedule. I knew having tried that way before was not the answer. So I took a step back and I said, you know what? I need to do this one habit at a time. I knew. So somehow, something, I don't know, girl. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. I'm always going to give it to you straight. I don't really know why, but it clicked. It clicked to me that there was no quick fix, that I needed to do this right. I needed to show up and establish a habit. And establishing a habit meant for me, and probably for you and all of us, it meant showing up imperfectly. It meant showing up consistently, even if I didn't feel like it. Now, being sick aside, showing up consistently, even when I don't want to. Okay. I knew that I needed to change things one habit at a time. So for me, one of my biggest challenges has always been in the past was my nutrition. My biggest problem was portion control. I will honestly say I don't struggle with binging. I struggled with eating more calories, more food than my body needed. That was my issue. And so I decided this is the one thing I'm going to tackle first. That one habit of tracking my food. Did I like that? Did I want to do that? No, it was challenging, tedious. It took time. I did not want to do it. But I knew that if I was going to succeed in my transformation, this was the first step that I needed to take. And that's what I did. I kept showing up for my nutrition. One habit established. That was established. Once that stuck, which by the way, let me do a side note. I was talking to our rock stars and Rock That Fitness in our challenge of the month in June. In June, we're doing a habit challenge inside of Rock That Fitness this month, picking one habit to really tackle. And what I was sharing and what I often like to remind people is that a habit is not established in just 21 days. A habit is not necessarily established in 3 weeks. Research has proven differently that it's on average going to be established around 66 days. But wait, it's actually going to be however long it takes you. This is the bottom line. You know a habit has stuck when you're doing it second nature, when you don't have to think about it anymore. It's just on autopilot. Now you're just doing it. Once you are doing this thing that you repeatedly started to do over and over and over, and you don't have to think about it anymore, now you know that habit has been established. So that's what I just want to say. Like, it's happened. You have a habit when it's been established, when you don't think about it anymore, no more energy, no more thought goes into it. That's when you know. So it takes as long as it takes for you. So if it takes somebody 3 weeks to establish a habit, yay, that's great. It didn't take me 3 weeks to establish my nutrition, my tracking of my food. It took me, if I'm being completely transparent, 5 months of consistently tracking, not perfectly, imperfectly, because I kept on learning what were my hangups, what was I not doing that I needed to do. I was learning the lessons, implementing, doing things, improving what I was doing until it finally got established. So another side note, if you are just diving right into trying to track a calorie deficit and you haven't even established the habit of first showing up to track your food, maybe that's where you need to start, that one habit. So that's just a little side note. Let's go on. So after I established that one habit, I knew that I was like, okay, I've got this. I've been tracking my my nutrition. Actually, in 5 months, I did track my food to the point where I lost 25 pounds in that 5 months. So I was averaging 5 pounds a month in my fat loss. So now I wanted to go ahead and say, okay, it's time for me to start working on my fitness. So for me, like rather than saying, I'm going to work out every single day for 1 hour, I'm going to show up to the gym. I mean, think about all of that. That's a lot. If I haven't been doing that, if I haven't somehow carved that into my life and created a habit, that's a lot to expect that I'm going to do. Show up, first of all, 1 hour out of my day, every single day, and go to a gym. Okay, there's a lot going on there. So for me, I didn't do all that, jumping into all of that. Okay, for me. And you got to think about what's going to work for you because it's going to be different for all of us. For me, I just started simple because I figured, you know what? If it takes me however long it takes, that's fine. I know that I'm establishing a healthy fit lifestyle. And that's what I wanted. I knew this wasn't about a quick fix. And I knew that I would rather take longer and have something really stick solid than to try to go all in and do all that. And then, here we are, starting at square one again, starting over. No. So for me, here was my simple second habit of starting my fitness. It was just showing up 30 minutes, 3 days a week to go for a walk for 30 days. So how I did that was I didn't say, oh, I'm going to go to a park or I'm going to go to a gym. I knew that simple for me was 15 minutes walking out the door from my house, walking 15 minutes away and then turning around and walking 15 minutes back. Very simple. Let's start small. And that was small for me. And I told myself, if I could stick to this for 30 days, 30 minutes, 3 days a week of walking for 30 days, then I would reward myself with a gym membership. Okay, I'm not going to get into all of that. So that's how I started, small. Something that I knew I could fit into my life at the time, which, yes, I was working full time as a nurse. And so there was a lot. And then I had the kids and all of their activities and running a family, being, how that goes. So I started with that small habit for myself. And there was a couple, I'm going to tell you how it felt when I was doing that because it wasn't easy. The concept I'm sharing with you is simple. And for a lot of us high achieving women, that's not good enough. Like, that's not enough. I feel like I've got to show up every day for a whole hour, but we're really doing ourselves a disservice when we're jumping ahead and we haven't established something small that we can build on. So that 30 minutes, 3 times a week, 15 minutes away, 15 minutes, that built up to where I was baby jogging for that time. I knew that I just wanted to show up. I had these mantras. My mantra was, and you've probably heard me say it in the past, I don't even think I use this mantra anymore, but I was like, going to get up because I needed to do it in the morning. I knew I needed to do it in the morning for myself, show up for me first, because if I didn't show up for myself first thing in the morning, Lord knows everything else got in the way later in the day. Just happened. I figured that one out. So I needed to get up. I needed to dress up and show up, even when I didn't feel like it. So that doesn't mean that I'm going to show up and I'm going to crush every time, right? It just meant that I was going to show up. I remember being out there in the rain, in the freezing cold, the wind blowing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I could have made excuses. But the whole point here was establishing my habit. It wasn't like every time I went out there, it was going to be the best workout. It was just establishing this workout. And I remember even early morning, it's still dark and it was freezing and the wind was blowing and I was bundled up and I was like, I am beast mode. No, I don't want to be here, but I showed up. My clothes are on me. I'm doing this. I'm doing this baby jog. It's freezing, but the whole point is I am beast mode. I think that's back when beast mode was like a mantra for a lot of people. Well, it became mine. I'm like beast mode. That means nothing's stopping me, even if I don't feel like it. I'm establishing this habit. And if I establish this habit, this is what's going to work. And it did. It worked. So the whole point was little by little. Oh, there's my other mantra that I haven't said in a long time. Little by little, a little becomes a lot. It's that compounding effect. And that's what I'm talking about today. So get up, dress up, show up. That was my mantra. So here's some other mantras, I guess, or some mindset shifts that I want to share with you today. I sent out an email to my Rockstar Fit Chicks weekly, which was 2 days behind, but hey, it got out there last week. And I shared these in this because these five, I guess, mindset shifts are mindset shifts that help me keep me going, and how I have been able to continue maintaining my healthy fit lifestyle. So number one, something is better than nothing, right? So there are going to be times that I'm not going to be able to put in the amount of time that I typically would put in for my workout, but something is better than nothing. Simple example. If I have a cardio day, if that's my cardio day, and for whatever reason that day, I know that I'm not going to get to put in 45 minutes, and it looks like all I have is 20 minutes. Hey, I'm going to go because I'm going to reinforce that habit in my mind. I'm going to show up and do something rather than nothing. Whereas in the past, it's not perfect. It's not good enough because, well, I don't have a whole hour, so why even bother, right? No, something is better than nothing because you are reinforcing that healthy, fit woman that you are. You're reinforcing that subconscious mind, that subconscious belief of who you are, and you show up no matter what, whatever it takes, because something is better than nothing, because perfection is a lie and momentum is everything. Momentum is everything. You want to keep it rolling. Sometimes it's going to be slower, sometimes it's going to be faster, but stopping is not an option. We do something rather than nothing, because now progress is still happening, girl, right? Slow progress is better than no progress. So we keep going. Number two, um, I don't need motivation. I need my routine. I'm sure maybe you've heard this, maybe you have not, but motivation is a great thing. We get motivated. And when you are motivated, I want to encourage you, strike while the iron is hot. There's a reason why. Those emotions have stirred you up and they're driving you to something. When you have that, take charge, go do it. However, remember, motivation doesn't stick around. It's something that comes and goes. This is where discipline kicks in. This is where you do it anyway, even when you're not motivated. I can't tell you how many times I have seen on social media people in DMs messaging me, saying things or commenting on some of my posts and saying, I need to be motivated, or, what's holding you back? Well, I'm waiting to get motivated. Well, let me just say, if you're waiting to get motivated, then you're going to always stay stuck, because motivation doesn't stick around. Do you think that I am always motivated? I'm laughing because no, I am not always motivated. It's that discipline. It's the establishment of that habit that makes me show up. And I am not always motivated. This is why we have to stay consistent and build those habits. Habits are going to sustain you, not motivation. Motivation is fleeting, comes and goes. You cannot count on motivation. But I will say, if you're motivated by this episode today, take charge right now while you're feeling motivated, and then realize that that motivation isn't going to stick around. And when you're not feeling motivated, remind yourself, remember, oh yeah, I'm not motivated right now. I was excited and I was motivated, but today I'm not. So I'm going to just show up anyway. That you need to stay in that rockstar routine. Number three, this one, I'm not starting over. I'm continuing the journey. So, like if you miss a day or you feel like you messed up, you tripped up, you didn't show up like you wanted to, you didn't follow through as you planned. The idea here is that you're not starting over. I think when we think, oh, I got to start over, so I'm going to wait until I'm motivated to start over. See how that plays this is psychological game with ourselves. And then we end up long gaps waiting to start over. But rather than thinking that you're starting over, we must implement this mind shift that you're never starting over. You're just continuing your journey. These setbacks do not erase progress. Progress is continual. So when you feel like, oh, you messed up, you tripped up, whatever, you didn't do what you said you were going to do, you still can continue your journey. You don't have to wait to start over. That's it's really like, that starting over mentality is a lie. You're not starting over. Why? Because you're not the same person today. You've been through some things. So let's look at what has happened and let's learn from it. And then you're not starting over. Now you're taking what you've learned in these lessons and you're continuing your journey. So, whatever that one habit you start to work on, you start to establish, um, it's kind of like a guideline I would recommend that if you missed a healthy meal or you missed a workout, whatever it is, like make it kind of like a personal rule that you don't miss twice. Because when we miss twice, now we're starting to go in the other direction with our habits. And then we start to like it become a habit of missing, become a habit of not doing that next meal. So if that meal that you feel like you blew it, then just say, you know what? I don't have to wait till tomorrow. I can just, what's my next meal? My very next meal, I'm going to uh, keep on going, keep on going. You missed a workout. Don't feel like you have to make it up. This is something that I coach all the time. You don't need to make up your workout. You need to just keep going because the point here is not to catch up on all your workouts. The point here is to establish consistency and remind yourself that that's the more important thing. It's not important to catch up by doing 2 workouts today because you missed yesterday. It's important to establish your healthy habit by continuing. So keep going. Go do the next workout. Eat the next healthy meal. Don't try to make up for it or starve yourself. This mind shift is going to change you in a way to give you lasting change. We have to shift that mindset that you're not starting over anymore. Okay, you're just continuing. I hope that helps. Number 4, self-care, self-care, self-love, girls, self-care, self-love, all day, every day. Self-care is not selfish. Say it with me. Self-care is not selfish. Self-care is the most selfless thing you can do for everyone in your life. I think about how myself, taking care of myself, my health, my fitness. I'm 54. And then as I continue to age, everything I do today matters for the future of who I am, who I'm becoming. And taking care of myself today is going to help others in my life later not have to do those things. So I'm actually being very selfless. I'm being very generous to care for myself, be strong so that later no one has to take care of me. Or even now, no one has to take care of me. This is the best thing we can do for ourselves. Self-care. You matter. And here's the thing. I know a lot of women like to think, well, I got to take care of myself so I can take care of everybody else. No, no, and no, and no. You need to take care of yourself because you deserve to take care of yourself first, because you are a human and you deserve the best care for yourself, for you. And then the byproduct of that is that it takes care of everybody else because now you're able to show up the best version of yourself. You're able to show up strong, healthy, with the energy that you need, energy required to get the job done, whatever the job is, the responsibilities that you have in your life. And not only that, girl, can you just think to yourself, wherever you feel like you're lacking in your health and your fitness right now, if you start showing up, leveling up in this way, how much better you're going to show up and produce in your business or in your career, at work, and how much better off that is, right? It's not even going to be like any kind of feeling like martyr. You're just going to be like so pumped, so full of energy. It's just going to happen naturally. And naturally, because you are showing up for yourself first, self-care. And I know this is a mind shift that's not easy. So this right here, showing up to take care of yourself first, making your health, your fitness a priority first, is selfless. And you're going to be giving more, but do it for you. And then the byproduct is that, yes, it takes care of everybody else, everything else. And your family needs this strong version of you. All right, number 5. This is who I am now. Our healthy habits help us realize who we really are. Our healthy habits, the actions that we're taking daily to take care of ourselves in our health, in the nutrition, the foods that we eat, the actions we take in showing up for our workouts consistently, the actions we take for getting to bed at a reasonable hour so we can get a full night's optimal sleep, drinking all of our water, staying hydrated, getting some mindful practice in, some time for yourself, some rest and relaxation. You know, this is just who I am. And these habits, these actions that we take reinforce that woman that you are meant to be. You're a rock star. That's who you are. Who is she? Ask yourself, who is she? This is a funny, I think it's funny. My little story to tell you. As I was progressing in my own health and fitness journey, you know, really dialing in my nutrition and showing up, hitting my proteins, hitting my macros. And I remember one day I'm like in a hurry to get out the door, and I get in my car, I'm driving, and I am eating. I'm literally holding in my hand while I'm driving a grilled chicken breast in a paper towel. I'm eating grilled chicken breast in a paper towel while I'm driving, and I'm thinking, who am I? Well, this is just who I am now. No, it's not ideal to be driving and eating at the same time, but who I am now, make sure I'm getting my protein in. So that kind of thing. Who is she? How does she show up? And reinforcing that rock star woman that you are, the woman that you deserve to become, to be. You take care of yourself. You prioritize your protein. You prioritize getting vegetables. I don't have to tell you all this stuff. You know what I'm saying, but it's just who you are now. This is who I am now, because I'll take a side note here to just as a little refresher for all of us. We think that we need to do more so that we can have more, and then we will be that person. But everybody has this backwards. The truth is, we need to be the person, be that woman that does the things, that takes the actions, right? To have the results, whatever that is. And so this is the identity piece. This is the mind shift that keeps me going. It's just who I am. I don't know any other way now because my habits have established this. It is a circle, right? It's a circle. It's a cycle. You're taking action, and you repeat that action over and over, and it becomes who you are. Or you can reinforce who you are, and then who you are is going to be taking those actions. It is a cycle. So it works in that circle. It does work in that. But one of the strongest ways to establish this way of being is to actually understand who you are and identify that. Identify who you are. Own the identity of a strong, healthy, capable woman. Are you going to do this perfectly? No, nobody does. But just reinforce that. And how can you reinforce that? Intention every morning. Maybe a little 5-minute intention, how you're going to show up in your day. Who are you showing up as today? And the more you do that, the more you can trust yourself because you're following through to do it. Yeah. Let me ask you about these, and I know I've got plenty of other mindset shifts in my own personal life and my own journey, but I want to ask you about these 5. Something is better than nothing. I don't need motivation. I need a routine. I'm not starting over. I'm continuing this journey where self-care isn't selfish. And this is who I am now. Out of those 5, which one of those do you feel today that you need to better embrace? I want to backtrack here for just a second about this, who I am now, because something that I feel like really I know will help, it helps me and challenges me is this. The thinking, the thought patterns that got you to this point in your health and your fitness journey today, where you are here, the thought patterns that brought you here are not the same thought patterns and way of thinking that are going to take you there. They're not the same thought patterns of who you are becoming. This is the most powerful thing when it comes to establishing our habits, establishing our healthy, fit lifestyle. So just when you start thinking about the way, when you start thinking about how you did things and how you were doing things, we have to shift it and realize, no, but that's not. Because if you keep on doing the things that you've been doing, and you're going to keep on going in circles and not getting the results that you want. You have to shift your mindset. Who am I and who am I becoming? That. Look into the future, girl. Focus on who you're becoming, not who you've been. No more beating yourself up. No more self-defeat. It's more like, who am I today? This is who I'm going to show up to be. Who am I becoming? How do I show up today? That. So out of those 5 mindset shifts that we just talked about, which one of these do you feel like you need to embrace more today? I'm going to challenge you today. I'm going to challenge you to take action on one habit so that you can start small and you can start now. Okay. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need a starting point. So make today your starting point. Decide what you want to start doing today. Stop waiting for life to calm down. By the way, we all know life does not calm down. It just keeps on going. Life is always lifey. Yes, we have more lifey times than other times, but if we keep on waiting for life to calm down, yeah, it doesn't, right? We know better. Come on. Let's be honest with ourselves. Life does not calm down. It might calm down for a few moments and you might start to engage in healthy activity and workouts. And then what's going to happen when lifey things happen again? You just, lifey things happened again. I don't have time for that. See, we cannot wait until life calms down because it doesn't. We have to start establishing one habit at a time. And this is the key, girl. Just one. Don't think that you have to do everything and overwhelm yourself with all of the habits at one time because you're just fooling yourself. That's not how it works. You must establish one skill. It's all it is. It's just a skill. And you can get great at a skill when you repeat it over and over. So pick one habit. Don't wait till life calms down. You've got to pick one. What is one small thing you can start taking action on? Create that habit. When that habit sticks, you can stack another habit. This is how you're going to be successful. So today, I want to challenge you. What is one little habit? If you're feeling self-defeated in your body, forget that. Like, let's just move on. Let's become that person. Let's take one action today. Little by little, a little becomes a lot. So what is that one habit you're going to work on? And I want to give you some resources if you've never done this before and you want to start strength training, let's say. In our show notes, I will put in there, we have a 30-day strength challenge, a free 30-day strength challenge. Sign up for that. You can take action. If you want to set up your calorie deficit for fat loss, or you just want to start tracking your food, start tracking your food. Download a food tracker, MyFitnessPal, and start tracking your food. Don't start hitting a calorie deficit. Just start tracking. Make a habit of that, right? You'll learn a lot just tracking your food, girl. That's a skill, okay? But if you do want to track in a calorie deficit and you want to set your calories, I'll have that free macro cheat sheet. You can just go inside of the show notes, click on there, and I'll explain exactly how to set your calories for a starting calorie deficit to get started on tracking your calories. And then the other thing you can do, I don't know when we're going to have our next challenge of Rock That Fitness Jumpstart Challenge, where you get to come in and do a Rock That Fitness strength workout inside of our app. I don't know when we're going to do the next one or when we're going to have our next open registration for Rock That Fitness. But if you're serious and you really want to take action and step into some coaching and be a part of a community of women who are like-minded and have encouragement and support for the woman that you are meant to be, the rockstar woman that you're meant to be, and you're ready to take that action, I really highly recommend that you get on our priority list for the next Jumpstart. Even get on the priority list for our next open registration. I don't have a date set, but it's coming, girl. Don't wait. Just get on that list and then you'll be first to know when anything comes up and you can get on board. Okay. So that stuff is in the show notes. Go take a look. And also one other thing, if you're not on my contact list to get my Rockstar Fit Chick Weekly, where I'm sharing personal things, I'm sharing encouragement in these weekly emails, I'm sharing health and fitness tips, get on that. That's also going to be in the show notes, so you can get on my contact list and get my weekly updates. And you can even respond to me in these. It's not like one way. You can respond to me, tell me what you're dealing with, ask me questions, even recommend a topic for our podcast. But yeah, go into the show notes and see if there's some kind of resource in there to help you. I have that there for you, so you can take some steps. You don't even have to wait to come inside of Rock That Fitness. Just you can get a lot out of this. So go in there and be thinking about that. Sign up for something in there in the show notes and be thinking today what action you want to take, what habit you want to establish. So I'm going to close up here. And in closing, I really want to encourage you and help you walk away from this episode feeling very empowered. The whole reason I do any of this stuff that I do is because I understand. I've been there, and I have just an extreme passion for helping you realize your potential, and that you don't have to stay stuck, and that you can truly level up and live a healthy, fit lifestyle, and not be white knuckling it all the time with willpower and trying to start over all of the time and feeling self-defeated. You don't have to do that. One thing at a time. I understand the frustration. I've been there. And I say, well, I'm not superhuman, but I will say this: taking these steps and establishing your healthy, fit lifestyle based on your habit foundation will absolutely make you feel superhuman. You're going to feel like you have superpower. I truly do feel like I have personal superpowers. I feel this way because I have been working on these habits, for over 7 years now, and I've been maintaining. Like I say, it's not perfect, but man, I sure get a lot done. And I'm not like, wow, look at me, look at everything I can do, I'm so great. It's not that. It's like simple. It's all habit foundation. It's not that I'm any better than anybody else. I've just picked up the tools and I started to put it into place, one habit at a time, because little by little, a little becomes a lot. And so now, even in the midst of all the stuff, my life isn't perfect. I have challenges too, right? All the things going on, even my kids, um, and stuff going on in my business, challenges I have, and then my mom is sick. Life is lifing for all of us. But because my habits are in place, I'm showing up. I'm still showing up. So I just want to encourage you. You're very strong. You've achieved many things in your life. You have conquered a lot of things. And yet, if you're feeling defeated, frustrated in your own health and your fitness, I just want to encourage you today. This message is for you. You're a powerhouse woman. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. And don't tell yourself otherwise. You really are. But if you're feeling stuck and you're feeling unhappy with the state of your health or your fitness, you're frustrated, you're tired of starting over, and you're scared to try again because you're afraid of failing, but you're not failing because you're not starting over. You're just continuing your journey. I'm going to tell you the truth. Girl, you're not broken and you're not lazy. Obviously, you're not lazy. Look at all the things that you do. And if you've been following me and you're here and we're vibing together, I know you're not lazy. I know that you're high achieving and driven and that you get a lot done. Okay. And it's not too late. Age is not a factor here, because you can become the best version of who you are today. And if you don't, what's the alternative? What's going to happen if we don't, right? This is something I think about every time I show up to my workouts, every time I show up to my strength training. If I don't, what's the alternative? I don't have time for that. You don't have time for that. We don't have time for that. We want to show up. Maybe you've been trying to fix this body, quote unquote, problem without healing the beliefs, and they're keeping you stuck. Okay. That needs to change today. You've got to change that today. What you believe is keeping you stuck. So just take a moment and just be aware of it. Because here is what happens when you take steps to show up for yourself. Suddenly, you're going to feel a sense of control. It just takes one thing. You're going to start feeling more in control. You're going to start feeling more powerful. And you're going to have more control and power over your body, over your mind, over your emotions, and your life. So You show up better for yourself like this, and then you start showing up better for everybody else. But first, we show up better for ourselves. And here's what you don't need, okay? You don't need hours and hours in the gym. That's a big fat lie. It's a lie. You don't. You don't need to work harder. You need to work smarter with a strategy. So it's not because you haven't been doing all these things and doing your workouts and going to all these things and doing these. It's not that at all. It's not that you're not working hard. I know, girl, I know you work hard, but it's not about working hard. It's about working smarter and having a strategy. Okay. And your strategy is going to start today. Small. You're going to start small and you're going to start with one thing. No more. You don't need over restrictive diets. No more, quick fixes and shortcuts. You don't need that. That's keeping you stuck. You don't need perfection. Perfection is a lie. That's keeping you stuck. You need one choice today. Okay. That says, I am worth it. You're worth it. You don't need to have something first. You don't need to have to wait for it. You don't need the right time. You don't need to do something first. All of that is keeping you stuck, girl. It's keeping you from who you're meant to be, okay? And who you are meant to show up as. You need to show up as her. Who are you? Who is the best version of you? The Rockstar version of you. Show up like her. How does she show up every day? How does she show up with the people in her life? How does she show up at work? How does she show up in her family? Be her. Act like her. Do what she does. You already know you are worth it. It's not about doing anything more that gives you worth. You're already worth it. All this high achieving things, getting that next diploma, that next degree, taking that next class, all these things, going and doing another 5K event and then signing up for this and signing up for that. All that stuff is great. But what is your motive? To make you feel better? To make you think you're worth it? No, you already are. So show up like you're worth it. Now, what would it feel like? I want you to really take a moment right now. Think with me. Think with me right now. What would it feel like to be that woman that you dream to be? Just be her. I want you to think about this, to not have to second guess your body, not have to feel insecure about your body, to walk into your closet and everything fits and you can wear whatever you want, whenever you want, right? To be able to just throw something on really quick. You got a hot date? I'll be ready in just a few minutes. Boom, everything fits. You can just wear whatever you want. That's her, right? To walk into a room and feel confident in your skin, to feel confident in your clothes, to have unbelievable energy and stamina to get more things done throughout your day, to really live and experience your life to the fullest with ease and energy to spare at the end of the day, to finally see who you're meant to be. You're a powerful woman. Believe it, okay? Believe it. You'll be able to fully command your body, your emotions, and your life. You've done hard things, girl. You've done hard things. I've done hard things. It's not, this is a continuous journey. Like I always say, I have not arrived. I'm just continuing on my own journey, my own health and my own fitness journey. I still have challenges, just like you. We're all in the same boat. We're all dealt whatever hand of life, but it's how we choose to step into who we're meant to be. You've carried the weight of the world for everyone, right? I hear this all the time. Ladies, we have to show up to make ourselves a priority first. Now it's time to take back your power for you, okay? Not with a diet, not with 5-day detox, with one small, consistent habit, everything will change. Start today and start now, okay? Remember, you're not starting over. You're rising up and you're continuing to become the rockstar woman that you're meant to be. That's it. And I really do, from the bottom of my heart, hope that there was something that I had to say today that spoke to your heart and that you're going to take action today for yourself. Okay. And tell somebody, put yourself on the hook. Tell somebody, even tell me, just reach out to me, email me, Anna at rockthatfitness.com. Message me inside of social media. Um, Tell somebody, put yourself on the hook. That'll help you follow through as well. All right. What else? That's pretty much it. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast episode today. Thank you for showing up and listening on a regular basis. I really do appreciate you taking the time. I know your time is valuable. You could be doing anything else, girl. Thank you for listening. I hope to hear from you. I hope to hear that there was something in here that spurred you on to something new and to reach new levels in your health and your fitness. All right. We got this, girl. What do we say? Self-care, self-love all day, every day, in all the ways. Do I have your word? Good. Good deal. Stay strong and rock on.